In this lesson, we'll build in our secondary foot controls. We're going to want more control than we currently have. Right now, this foot control rig is very limited. We need a control for our foot roll. And apart from that, it'd also be a good idea to have a toe pivoting and heel pivoting control. So with that said, we can go ahead and start by creating a star spline, and we'll use this for our foot roll. Let's go ahead and switch the plane to ZY. So it flips sideways. And then for the points, you can have this set to 4. Of course, it's not necessary at all. This is just the design I like to work with for this control. And to make sure it's editable, just press the C key. We'll go to our Move tool, making sure axis snapping is active. We'll go ahead and snap this to our ball joint. Alright, from there, let's go to point level, and I'll go ahead and switch this to our marquee select tool. And we want to move this shape out for selection, but first, let's go ahead and scale it down. This is very easy to select, right? Not at all. So now from there, let's head over to our Move tool. And we'll just move this out in the YZ axis. We don't want this moving over to the side in the X. So to help us out, under Filter, we can go ahead and turn on Axis Bands. That'll add more to this manipulator. That'll make it possible for us to just move in 2 axes. Okay, great. Might scale this down just a little bit more. Then move this down. And we'll call that good. So there is our ball roll control. Let's go ahead and rename this. That's going to be SCL Ball 01. And it's going to go ahead and control this foot roll bone. Alright, so the next step is to create our toe control. Again, we can work with a spline. I use the linear tool. Let's go ahead and select that. And then from there, instead of axis snap, let's go ahead and work with grid snap. You can kind of follow my lead. If the manipulator is getting in the way, press Alt-D to hide it. And I'll just draw out a quick triangle. Okay, so from there, going back to our model tool. Also going back to our Move tool, again press Alt-D to toggle the visibility of your manipulator. So you can see the axis is at the center of the scene, so if we want to have this centered, we just need to go to the Structure menu and choose Center Axis 2. Okay, so from there, it's a matter of taking this object, just moving it along the ZX plane, not the Y, because we still want this right on the grid. At this point, we can go ahead and change its shape. Let's say we scale this down or scale it in just a little bit more, and the X and Z axis. And then I'll go ahead and just move this back. Okay, as far as its axis goes, we don't want that where it currently is, centered with the object. Instead, we'll want that to be where the toe would pivot. So at this toe end joint. So until we go to our Object Axis tool. And with axis snapping on, grid snapping off, just go ahead and snap that object's axis to the toe end. Okay, great. With that spline selected, let's go ahead and rename it. That's going to be SCL Toe 01. Now we can work on our heel control. So again, we can use our linear tool. And again, we'll snap to grid. So then you kind of follow my lead. I'll press Alt-D to temporarily hide the gizmo. we'll want to have the axis centered on this object. Let's go ahead and choose that. Go into our Move tool. Sometimes as we toggle the visibility of our Transform tool, our manipulator, you may forget that we use Alt-D to hide it. Happens to me sometimes. It's kind of funny, actually. So we don't want to forget about that very useful tool for quickly hiding the visibility of our gizmo, especially when it comes to editing our control objects. Okay, so I might scale this down just a little bit more. Go to our Move tool, move that closer to our foot control. Okay, and then from there we could even kind of back up just a little bit more and just look at things to make sure they're designed the way we would like them to be. Okay, great. So from there I'll go ahead and rename this spline. That's going to be SCL Heel 01. Okay, so now to finish things up, let's go ahead and recolor these. Can actually do so at the same time. Selecting all three, we'll go to the Basic tab, turn on Use Color, and we can work with blue again. Really cool feature is the ability to choose a color from the screen.